The views and opinions expressed on From the Mouths of Madness are that of the panel and not of the Geeks Under the Influence Network or their sponsors, Amazon.com and tpublic.com. Listeners, beware. Coming straight from the Mouths of Madness, I am one of the hosts, Lowdown. With me as always is...
F.U. Hunter. What's up, bitches?
What's up, you lycanthropic bitches?
Victorian era motherfuckers.
Yeah, right? I don't know, bloodthirsty brutes. You unclean animal. Well, I want to try something like Anthony Hopkins, but I don't think I can pull it off. Dude, have you been following his Instagram during the pandemic? The man is amazing. He posts random shit.
I figured out Anthony Hopkins gives two fucks.
Dude, he doesn't.
He won my Oscar. I was like, he's been knighted. He's got an Oscar. He's like, I give a fuck, man.
Did you get the Oscar for Hamlet?
What's that?
Which one of the amazing roles?
Well, he just got a second Oscar. That was kind of controversial, but whatever that movie was that came out last year, because remember, there was a certain actor that passed away that everybody thought was going to get that Best Actor nod. And it came to Anthony Hopkins. People were like, he did a good job. But we all thought it was going to go to, yeah. Mm-hmm. So, but yeah, no, he's got two Oscars. Maybe more, but I know he got it for Silence of the Lambs. So.
Yeah, he was just posting stuff like him just making random noises with weird faces and he gave like zero shits.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
He's at that age, man. He's probably fucking doing acid and all that shit. He's like, fuck it. I can do whatever I want now.
So tonight on Killer or Filler, we're going to be talking about the 1941 film, groundbreaking cinema.
Yes.
Hey, it really was. The Wolfman versus the 2010 remake in the sorry, sad attempt of the Dark Universal. What was that called?
Universal's Dark. Yeah.
What the fuck ever it was.
They were like, we want to have our own Avengers, and yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, the 2010 film, The Wolfman, starring Benicio del Toro and Anthony Hopkins.
Yes.
We can dig right into the original one. I mean, I would hope anyone listening to a horror podcast has seen pretty much all the original Universal monster movies.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's part of the... Wolfman's part of the building block of horror. That whole thing. I've got horror. I own the entire set. Yeah. Frankenstein, Dracula...
Mummy, Creature Black Lagoon, The House of Dracula, The House of Frankenstein, The Son of Dracula, The Wives of Dracula, The Bride of Frankenstein, The House of Frankenstein. I mean, it's all of them.
There were specific
Invisible Man.
But there were specific actors that Universal went to for these movies. Don Chaney being the...
Lon Chaney.
Jr. Sorry. Yeah, Lon Chaney Jr.
Because his daddy is known for Phantom of the Opera.
But
what was it, Werewolves in London? Yeah. Like, he was known for being an amazing actor, putting himself through pain with his prosthetics. Like, there was shit he would put in his mouth.
My opinion, Lon Chaney Jr. got the role because they're like, you have the saddest face of anybody we've ever seen.
That was just the booze.
But throughout the movie, he looks sad all the time. He's
supposed to be a tormented soul.
I understand.
So he's always drunk.
But his face, he just has sad face.
And he's like, even when he's like, face.
He's just like when he's looking through the telescope, he still is like, yay. And you're like, oh, it's sort of a smile, but most of the time, he's fucking sad as shit.
True. Yeah.
He's a bit of a creep in the original. Like, yeah.
Oh, he's pervy as shit.
Yeah.
He was. But he was also, it was like, I feel like everything about that movie just literally was a product of the time period that it was made in.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it was...
You mean where he's wearing a wife beater and his transformation, and then you have to believe that after he turned into the Wolfman, he's like, you know what? I need to put a full shirt on. Yeah, stuff like don't think about that too much. Like, oh, it's a little chilly. I know I'm covered in fur now, but let me put this full-length shirt on over the wife beater that I just transformed from.
I got to say, man, the special effects...
For the time?
Were awesome.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, they just basically took a multitude of shots of him in different stages of makeup to do the transformation scene. And they actually had different levels of teeth.
Yeah.
Prosthetic teeth they put in.
Wolfman doesn't look sad, so they really did a good job of hiding the sad face.
Yes, they did. But he had a badass pompadour.
Yeah, he did. Rocking that shit out.
But not as good as Michael Landon and I Was a Teenage Werewolf. That pompadour was killer, dude. Yep. Wolfman was fucking styling and profiling, dude. But yeah, I mean, for the time period, it was It was the only film that had actually done like a transition scene.
Yeah.
Out of the OG, you know. Also, it followed suit with the other films, except for Frankenstein. Apparently, for some reason, they don't mind showing a kid getting murdered, but
Yeah.
they did all the murders off screen. You know, you saw it through shadow.
Yeah, you're just like you see him kind of
Pounce on somebody. Yeah.
and then camera sways away, and you know we all know what fucking happened.
Yeah.
And it's come on, the time period they're not going to show what could happen. Yeah.
No, but you're right, Lon Chaney Jr. was definitely a sad bastard. And that followed through all of them, though. Like, there was I think it was the House of Frankenstein. Or was Wolfman Meets Frankenstein? Because that's the one where they fought at the end. It was one of those two, where when he shows up, he's just, like, belligerent and, like, fucking losing his shit. Just, like, throwing shit. And I was like, I know Lon Chaney Jr. in life was an alcoholic. So I feel like he didn't have to act that part.
Yeah.
I feel like he just showed up to work.
All right, give him something to drink and roll.
There you go. Not making fun of alcoholism. I'm just saying, Google it. It's known that he had a drinking problem. Just like it's known that Bela Lugosi had a morphine problem.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, it's a known thing.
The OG Wolfman, I mean, it's a staple.
It's my favorite. It's my favorite monster movie film. He's my favorite monster.
Yeah.
So I have like a very strong bias towards the original Wolfman. I don't know what it was. I think it was actually the Creature from the Black Lagoon or the Invisible Man were my last ones I saw.
I was gonna say of the Wolfman, I think Frankenstein kind of creepy looking, Dracula, but like Wolfman, like it was so vicious. Like as a kid, I remember like they had these books that would like break down, and it was just about the Universal monsters. And I remember looking at the Wolfman one, and like that, just he was coming out of the page before I even watched the movie, and like he looked like he's gonna fucking murder the shit out of you.
Not in a nice way.
Yeah,
not in a nice way. Not at all. And so I know I had seen Frankenstein, The Mummy, and honestly, out of the original 5, because Invisible Man wasn't really part of the OG 5. And really, Creature from the Black Lagoon isn't considered part of the original. I mean, it's really kind of the OG 4. The Creature Invisible Man kind of came.
It is, but he gets thrown right in there.
Because, I mean, they're great films.
Yeah.
I love those films, too. Invisible Man is probably my least favorite of the original ones, but I still think they're more fun than the Mummy movies. The Mummy movies, dude, oh, God.
But Invisible Man's not really scary. That's the whole thing.
It's more like, comedic.
Yeah, like, oh, you can't see me. I'm going to fucking with, like.
Yeah, it's more comedic. But, like, The Mummy was probably the most boring, I gotta say. I was not a big fan. Oh, and out of all the monsters, the Wolfman was the only one to be played by the same person.
That's true.
Because Frankenstein, like Bela Lugosi played Frankenstein in one.
Dracula, Bela Lugosi, and then
but he
Boris Karloff played. Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, Bela Lugosi played Frankenstein in, I think it was Wolfman Meets Frankenstein.
Oh, okay.
So like they kind of changed around, and like someone else played Dracula, and shit. Lon Chaney played the son of Dracula, Count Alucard in Son of Dracula. But as far as for Wolfman goes, in the original Universal Monster releases, Lon Chaney Jr. is the only one to play the Wolfman. So I mean, that's saying something too. Like, he even played him in Abbott and Costello.
That's right.
That was still Lon Chaney Jr. So
how did that work out? You know what you don't have anymore, by the way, is comedy acts mixed in with monster movies anymore. But back in the day,
that's a great run, dude.
That was the thing that you did.
I have all those. They were great runs. Yeah. Abbott and Costello meet Frankenstein. Abbott and Costello meet Dracula, and they're hilarious.
I'm just saying you don't have like Will Ferrell and fucking
Why not?
John C. Reilly like meets fucking like Jigsaw or some shit.
You know what? See, that would actually they were the perfect two, and do it with modern day horror. That would be perfect.
Dude, we did it again, man.
Spinning gold, baby. Yep. Spinning gold.
All right, I'll reach out to Will Ferrell's agent.
Yeah, I mean seriously, come on.
What
else is he doing with his career right now?
I'm just saying those two let's do this shit. All right.
Yeah, that would be fucking perfect. Damn.
All right, let's set that up.
Oh man, that's such a good idea. But yeah, so just 1941 Wolfman. It's an amazing film. I don't really know what else to say about it. The story, I mean, as all the original ones were, it's basic.
It's one of those. Sometimes we have to explain the OG before we get into that. This one, it's just Wolfman, and people go, "Yeah, Wolfman." Yeah, like I feel like there's not that much.
Somebody should. That's what should be the response. If somebody's like, "Oh, what Wolfman?" What?
It's Wolfman.
What?
Yeah.
What? Like, you haven't seen the Wolfman? Yeah, it's Wolfman. Yeah. Everybody should know the Wolfman. Now, getting into the 2010 remake, I will say, I think they cast perfectly for that film. I will say that about this film. I think Benicio del Toro did a great job.
They read him the saddest stories possible and then said, and
he's keeping up with the sad, though.
Because
he's keeping up with the sad.
I'm just going to dive right into this, man. I had just seen it one time in the theater, but the thing that I always got a kick out of this movie is that Benicio del Toro, throughout the entire movie, is sad, depressed, tortured, and then you have his dad, Anthony Hopkins, who loves the shit out of being...
But that's held in restraint.
It is, but even when he's talking, he's like, my son has returned, I'm so happy. He's so, like, just full of exuberance, and then you're like, oh, wow, Dad's, like, because, again, Benicio del Toro's like, hey, Dad, how's it going? He's like, oh, my son's returned, I'm so excited, and stuff like that. And you're like, oh, he's kind of, like, energetic. And then he's like, you know what I love doing? Murdering the fuck out of people. Like, he just... embraces the shit out of how much he loves being a werewolf.
But he also embraces the shit out of just being weird.
Yeah, I know.
Like when he's like especially when
I murdered your mom, right?
But he killed his own son.
Yeah.
Like what the fuck?
He gives two shits.
So like his Benicio del Toro's character, he plays Lawrence Talbot, comes back because his brother was killed by an animal. Yeah. I'm like, that means this motherfucker killed his own fucking kid.
Player gotta play, man.
Nah, dude.
I know. Yeah, no, it's fucked up, man. Like,
man. That's fucked up.
Yeah, that's what you call home cooking. Yeah. Anyhow,
it's fucking terrible. And so the widow, were they married or was his girlfriend?
I don't remember. I think it was his girlfriend.
Well, it was a young Emily Blunt.
Yep.
One of her early roles.
I want to hope. I believe they were his girlfriend because Del Toro is pretty fast and like, what's up, girl? Like, like I think like literally the day of the funeral, he's like, man, it sucks, my brother. Hey, what's up? Hey, girl. Like he is mourning his brother and then meets her and he's like, maybe we should hang out. I can help you through the grieving process.
I was like, dead guys don't get stiff dicks. I'm just saying. Yeah. Anyway.
But again, in a sad way. Like as much as I'm saying this, he is not smooth at all. He's like, like we could hang out. You're beautiful and everything. Like it's not smooth at all. It's like sad, like pity dating. All right.
So, like he stays. So at some point in the movie, obviously, Lawrence Talbot
he stayed in a mental health institution for like a year, right?
Because like his dad also killed his mom?
Yeah, he witnessed his mom. Well,
no, his mom killed herself. She killed herself.
Killed herself as in walks into the room. There's Anthony Hopkins, her hunched over with the fucking straight blade and bleeding. And your mom killed herself. Like a little suspect of that. I'll be honest.
Well, I think that he told her what was up, and then
yeah. Like, I'd rather not fuck a wolf.
The beast within, come on. But I don't want any pups. But like when she stays with him to help Larry get better, he's just like weird. Yeah. He's just a fucking weird dude. And I love how the housekeeper he's just got his fucking gun. He's cleaning his guns at night. He's got like all these silver slugs for his fucking shotgun. He's like, oh no, I'm gonna take a head off with some silver. Yeah. That's what's gonna happen, bro. Because if anybody's ever shot a slug through a shotgun, that shit does a lot of damage. And this motherfucker had like 10 of them ready to go.
And then, was it like a carnival or what was it that?
Well, it was
which is death massacre.
Well, so they used this remake is set in the same time period as the original one. So like you said, Victorian era, and the phrase that was used to describe it was the same as used in the original one, which was the gypsies. Yeah. So there's traveling bands, nomads. Yeah. Nomads is probably a better word to use, nomads. But they were looked upon a certain way. What this movie did was it really just added to, in a good way. Like, it shows, like, the scene in the bar when no one knows Lawrence Talbot because he's been gone for so long. After he got out of the institution, he became an actor. He's performing on the stage outside of this hole-in-the-wall area, and he's in the bar, and these people were talking shit about his mom. Yeah. And like saying, like, she's a whore.
And there's some of the most British dudes in there, like the big fucking mustache, beard, shit.
Rich
like,
ass white dudes.
Yeah.
So like, oh, your mom's a whore.
Your mother's a whore. Oh, hey.
Yeah, well, no, he shows up and they don't know who he is, and he's like ready to fucking just go to town on him, dude. He's like, fuck you, my mom's not a fucking whore. And like, just, it was awesome. But it was because, the typical skin color was more tan.
Yeah.
Brownish, just from the area that, but they were also, they were nomadic. They traveled. And I don't know exactly the history or the lineage of the bloodline for people that were considered gypsies back then, but they were not white.
Yeah.
So Benicio del Toro was a mixed mud of sorts, and they didn't notice this non-white dude just sitting in the fucking bar.
Yeah.
Like, how'd you not, like, he's the only person that's not white.
They're just so heavy in conversation, like
about how much of a whore his mom was.
Yeah.
It's like, I thought that was a really
and now
good scene.
that nightly thing when we bring up the whore, yeah.
You just wish you fucked her. That's a problem. See, you just wish you'd have gotten a chance to hit her up before his dad did. That's all. You're just mad. Anyway, I thought that was a really cool scene, adding that into it, and then just his reaction to it. How like he's dealt with that, like because it plays on it adds to the fact that like he technically saw his mom right after she killed herself.
Yeah.
Fucked him up. That's why he is the way he is now, pre-bite, and then he goes to see. The gypsies.
And that's when...
What asks questions about his brother. Yeah. He saw the bites, he saw the marks, he's like, that's an animal.
His brother's body was like...
Yeah, dude.
He goes to see, like, they pull the cover off, and it's not, like, slightly. His brother's body is fucked.
By the way, this is back when they kept the bodies in the slaughterhouse, so the smell wouldn't disturb anything. It smelled the same.
But that's where he goes to, talk to the one woman.
Fortune teller.
Yeah, and there's all the tents set up, and then there's the fucking wolf attack, and like starts just fucking.
And this is the difference
up.
we talked about before recording between the theatrical release and the unrated.
And here's the thing, and this is going to influence kind of when we get to the end of this, but I'd only seen this one other time, and it was in the theater. I found a copy, unrated copy, like $1. I was like, yeah, you know what? I'll watch the unrated. Huge fucking difference.
And that's what made a difference for me too. Is like
huge.
I saw it in theaters when it came out because I'm like, oh, fucking Wolfman again. Yeah. Wolfman's my shit. Theatrical release, and I was like, all right,
This is the unrated version is what should have been released.
The unrated is.
I think it would have changed people's opinion of the fucking movie. Yeah. Because I remember coming out and going, and because there's a lot of CGI in this, and not a lot of practical effects, and you went, how did that happen? And you realize, they cut out the practical effects. The unrated version has all the fucking practical effects in it.
Dude, I mean, but it's like you just see old Anthony Hopkins just tearing through fucking people, dude. It's not even kind.
Yeah.
He's ready. There's a scene where Lawrence protects his kid. Like his dad's literally about to just maul a fucking child.
Yeah.
Like, but it just shows him like just literally legs off of people, fucking. There's the one scene, like I said, where he jumps into one wagon and he like just attacks this person and they fall out and there's just like flesh ripped off and hanging off of them, blood pouring out.
And that's the thing, yeah,
he
you
rips
see
them
the
back
flesh,
in.
Man. That's what's so fucking badass.
Yeah, and he like rips him back in and someone comes to look in there and he just fucking reaches out with his claw through the fucking bottom of the jaw and then pulls him in from his bottom jaw. I mean, come on, that's so good.
And I feel like what the remake did is everything that camera turned away in the OG one, what our imaginations were like, oh man, flesh ripping and all that. They're like, remember all the stuff you were thinking was happening when the camera didn't show you in the OG because they couldn't? Here, we've inserted everything that you had in your imagination into this movie because it's pretty hardcore. Heads are getting fucking lopped off. Like
No, like the final scene when people show up to like I guess investigate the massacre.
Yeah.
Like it looks like a meat factory. There's just like guts. I mean, literally, there is a swipe shot where he swipes somebody and the guts just fall out. Like it's fucking hard, dude.
And I love how and then after all these, tons of motherfuckers murdered the fuck out of. Like, we should probably bring in somebody from Scotland Yard. So.
Hence, we get
we get Agent Smith.
Prime.
We get Agent Smith. Yeah.
What was it? Agent Smith, Optimus Prime. What the fuck was his bullshit name on Lord of the Rings?
I don't know.
He was like he was like the head elf.
Yeah, head elf. Yeah,
I don't know. He was the head elf.
But he rolls up in
Hugo Weaving. Hugo Weaving shows up.
But he's very Agent Smith. Like hello. Like just very like.
Well, this came out right after like 3 years after the last Matrix movie?
Yeah.
Ugh.
I just love that fucking Benicio was like, just giving it, like, they brings up the Jack the Ripper case, like, you can have as much success as you did with that, motherfucker. Like,
Yeah.
there is some fucking, how's my fucking cock taste? Like, there's a cock contest going on, man. And I didn't, you know what? That's another thing I didn't expect. Benicio del Toro and fucking Hugo Weaving having to fucking, like, back and forth
Measuring
like that.
dicks. Fucking, that was awesome. You're right. Because, yeah, he didn't find Jack the Ripper. So, what makes you think you'd be good at this? How do you still have your job, by the way? Like, how did you... So... but yeah, Benicio del Toro like sees the monster and he follows him, and then because the kid ran away and the monster's following the kid and he's going to protect the kid. Well, in protecting the kid, he gets attacked and bitten by the wolf. And meanwhile, townspeople and other people from the Nomad group show up and start shooting, and then the wolf runs away. So basically, they saved his life, but just being bit by a werewolf.
Yeah. Well, and then we realized the next day when he's like, yeah, I got this really, my arm's all fucked. Oh, wait, no, it's good now. It healed on its own in one
Look at
day.
the scars, it's fine.
Well, it's great, yeah. Well, because, he gets sewed up, remember, by the one gypsy lady.
The fortune teller.
Yeah. And so,
They're like, why are you saving him? He's a beast. He's like, it's not us to blah, blah, blah.
But yeah, the next day, that shit fucking like, well, I guess I'm really good at healing. Like,
no, it wasn't the next day. They showed like a lot of moons and suns.
Okay.
And,
I'm just saying, I remember the doctor being like, this is better looking.
He healed
than
really
I thought.
quick because he because of the damage to the tendons, he didn't expect him to have any use of his arm.
Yeah.
It was in like 3 weeks or so, because the closer it got to the next full moon, the stronger he got and the quicker he completely healed.
And this is I think where then Anthony Hopkins kind of reveals is at this point where he's just like, hey man, you're part of the crew now. You're part of the you're part of the real crew, all right? Your brother was a pussy.
To the basement and he tries to, like, you can lock yourself up, but you know the beast will
you'll get out, man.
Yeah,
that's what we do.
So
that's what werewolves do.
Shitty fucking
the
CGI
transformation.
Fucking transformation.
That one at least is sort of in the dark. It still sucks. But then later when he's
the very last
on
one?
display at the fucking mental
at the mental institute, yeah.
That one, because at least the first time it's very dark. Yes, you had the moonlight, and it looks like shit. But they did full light, terrible transformation. Yeah, I fucking hate that. The CGI transformation is dog shit, all right? So let's just say that.
After the first transformation, you get a really good him going on a killing spree. He wakes up in a fucking tree.
Yeah.
But
covered in blood.
And his dad wakes him up, and his dad, again, I think Alvin's being creepy as fuck, is all giddy and shit.
He's like, look at you!
Yeah, and then he's like, oh, they got you.
He's saying little hints like like not like cub, but just like, you're just growing up to be the new man, like just little things here or there. He's like, Anthony Hopkins if there is one reason besides the practical effects, it's goddamn Anthony Hopkins.
Truth.
He fucking had a ball doing this.
Yes.
Because he's like, I'm done playing these uptight British roles. I'm going to play the fucking werewolf dad. It's going to be fucking awesome. He just loved the shit out of it, man.
Yeah, and then he comes and gets arrested, and they're getting ready, and like he gets studied, and again, that's
the interesting thing, is that they kind of dissect and go, you are holding back all this. This is almost multiple personality that you believe you're turning into a wolf.
Yeah, Jekyll and Hyde kind of thing.
Yeah, but that's the whole thing, is they think it's just this mental disorder, and so they're studying him, and like, you don't actually turn into a wolf. Your brain, it's a split personality, and then he's like, see, I want to show to everybody, and he's like, oh, he's turning into a wolf.
Well, they don't realize it's been about a month.
Yeah.
And it's a full moon now.
Yeah.
Again.
And it's convenient is that they set up a crowd, so hey, let's all look at him turn into a fucking wolf. Yeah. Oh, wait, we're going to get murder the fuck out of him.
I will say that, so, I mean, pretty much at the part where he transforms in the asylum, that same, like, rhythm and energy goes through the rest of the movie.
Yep.
And that has got to be one of the greatest, like, chases, like, rooftop chases, and I thought it was really fun to see him, like, kind of every once in a while drop down, like, murder somebody, and like just running through the rooftops and
the part where he's in like London and shit like that. Like, yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Again, because they brought him to London, he ran his way back to his castle.
It turned into Victorian werewolf in London. Yeah.
And then the final battle scene where him and his dad, dude.
Yeah, Anthony Hopkins like, all right, motherfucker, it is on. and we get to see Anthony Hopkins turn into a fucking werewolf.
So good.
Which again, there's things that I never knew that I needed, and I remember the first time watching, I went, "Yep, this.
I need
Yep,
this.
all right."
But dude, they literally wolf hug midair. That was awesome. Remember, like they jump at each other and it's like oof, and they grab each other and roll. Now, again, this movie does suffer from some bad CGI. So the final decapitation of Anthony Hopkins in wolf form, because he's decapitated now, turning back to human form, and the head rolling on fire, and that was painful.
Yeah,
it was painful.
Yeah,
It was pretty bad.
It's like the money ran out for certain CGI effects, and like, I mean, you don't have to look exactly like Anthony Hopkins, right? You can just look sweet, like, all right, yeah. You can't do that. If it's some actor we're not familiar with, you might be able to get away with, but it does not look like motherfucking Anthony Hopkins, all right?
It looked terrible.
Yeah.
So the final battle, when they're still alive in the castle, was awesome. The castle catches on fire, so you've got this awesome backdrop of this father-son wolf fucking going at it.
Yep.
He kills Daddy. He rolls out of the castle, and the castle's burning in the background to the fucking ground, like the death of the legacy of the Talbot name. But what really shined for this too, I mean, outside of the whole rooftops of London, was the woods, the scene in the woods, like the way the lighting was done for him as a wolf. Because meanwhile, when he transformed, he was wearing a three-piece. So well, not a three-piece. He was wearing slacks, a white shirt, and a vest. So they kind of added to the traditional Wolfman look, but I give him that extra layer over top of him.
Yeah.
To really really bring home the fact that he is he's like a wolf man, right?
Yeah.
At least that's what I thought. But like, the adding to the fact that between both the werewolves, they drop down on all fours to run, where in the original one, it's just him like kind of walking through the woods.
Yeah,
you're not going to get Lon Chaney to like drop on him.
Crouch down a little bit, but you don't have to get on all fours, all right?
Yeah,
man?
it's fine. Yeah, just do what you can do.
Just looking like a little bit like you almost want to go on all fours, but you don't have to, man.
Exactly.
I mean, we're not going to do that. You might rip your outfit, all right?
But in this one, they just show him going through the fucking woods, and the way they shoot out, I mean, it's dark except for the moon. Like, I thought it was a really well shot up to the ending, and like how,
And this is where Agent Smith and, I guess, new woman, like Emily Blunt.
Well, Emily Blunt, remember, he can only be killed by someone who loves him.
Yeah.
So in the same ending in its original where...
Well, he attacks Agent Smith.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And then...
Bites him.
Yeah, bites him. Huh.
Yeah.
And then Emily Blunt's like, all right, you fucked up, dude. Let me get the gun. Like,
yeah, and so she's like,
let me do what I need to do.
He crawls on top of her and is like, just snarl. Like, it was a really fucking creepy shot. Like, this beast, like, foaming at the mouth to destroy you, and she shoots him right in the heart with the silver bullet, and that killed him. And I thought that was a really well done shot. But then leave it open when, like, it's so cheesy. Hugo Weaving looks up at the moon.
Yeah,
and it's like, it ends.
Smile.
Like, oh, God.
Oh, they were like, here we go. And then the movie didn't do what the box went, never mind. Like, never mind. Okay.
Well, and there you go. See, the unrated version of this film is a killer. And if they had done that in theaters, they would have gotten a green light for a sequel.
Yeah, I think so. And that's weird because I think that's the first time. Most of the time, the theatrical and the unrated, there's a few things here or there.
It's
like
12, 15 minutes,
I will say the theatrical, it's slow paced. Yes, Anthony Hopkins, but it's slow paced and it's a lot of CGI and not a lot of gore. It's not worth it really to watch. It's that unrated where yes, it's the same movie, but you can deal with the slow pacing because you get some payoff fucking kills in it. So, yes, the unrated, in my opinion, is a fucking killer.
Yes, the theatrical release could fuck off. I only own the unrated.
Yeah.
Like that's so
like I said, I just watched the unrated, and it's changed my opinion on it because I again have such an appreciation for Daddy Werewolf, but besides that,
you add in the carnage that he
now you actually get some
cause.
Again, like, why did they take out practical effects from the theatrical release? Fucking stupid.
It's fucking stupid. And I really wish they had released the unrated so we could have gotten Hugo Weaving as a werewolf would have been kind of cool.
Yeah.
That would have been kind of cool.
Yeah.
because I don't think they know really right off the bat that it is a bite. He might. I think Hugo knew, but why would he say?
He's got that. Yeah, he's got that. Yeah, motherfuckers.
Yeah. So I just think that it would have been really cool to see him as a werewolf, but we didn't get that. But no, again, find the unrated version, watch it. It's such, and like I said,
there's still gonna be slow
backing
parts.
up what you said, like usually if you look, like which I've done, oh, the unrated version, cool, and it's like, oh, there's a 2-minute difference. What the fuck did they add? And then this movie, literally, it's like 12 to 15 minutes more in runtime.
Yeah.
Between the theatrical and the unrated. That tells me that, and then once you watch it, like, oh no, literally they cut out all the good stuff. They just ripped it out of the movie.
Yeah.
So.
And that's the thing. It was directed by like Joe Johnson, and I'm curious if like he's like, all right, we are jumping, because he's not known for, he did Rocketeer, the first Captain America movie. Mm-hmm. So like he's kind of generalized kind of action stuff like that. But I think like he's like, all right, I'll go into the horror genre. It's gonna be some fucking badass kills, and then that version got theatrical release. It's like, what happened to the fucking face ripping and all that shit? And like, oh, you didn't include that, okay? And then people were like, your movie fucking sucks. He's like, no,
it's not my fault.
I don't think you understand.
It's not my fault.
There was some badass shit that was supposed to be in the fucking movie.
It's not my fault. So, yeah. And as always, hit us up at lowdownbrown.gy@gmail.com. Let us know what you think. If you've seen the theatrical release and you agree, no, that shit sucks, have not seen the unrated version, or you have seen the unrated version, either way, hit us up, let us know, give us feedback, what you think. Was the extra 15 minutes of basically gory special effects, of practical effects, worth it? We think it was.
Yeah.
And just we'd love to hear everyone's opinion on that. And as always, go to GeoPodcast.com. Check out our links. Click on the Amazon link. It'll take you to Amazon to shop like normal. We just get a little bit of a kickback. Much appreciated. Because the shit costs money, and and the other link to check out on our links tab would be our link to TeePublic, where all the merch is for all the shows under the network. Tons of fucking designs. You should be seeing, if not already, some yearly releases that come out around Halloween and pretty much stay through the end of the year.
Nice.
And then they go away. So you got a limited time to get these designs. So keep your eye out on our TeePublic page. And then while you're on geopodcast.com, definitely check out all the other shows under the network. There is something for everybody. Every show's different, but it's all great content. And until next time, always embrace the madness.
Join us at GUIPodcast.com.
In a world ravaged by movie studios that keep rehashing the same things, only one podcaster has the guts to make it even worse. Join Mike the Hobbit as he traverses the internet to bring you some of the best and worst ideas for reboots, remakes, and reimaginings of some of your favorite and least favorite TV and film properties. Ideas like a John Waters He-Man movie, Fantastic Four the musical, and Aliens, done entirely with marionettes. What podcast would bring this evil upon the world? This is Smack My Pitch Up. Available anywhere you get your podcasts.
Hey guys, Scotty Big Daddy Preston here. That's right, the Geek Father, asking you to join me here every other week with friends and family of the GUI Network as we go through all the trials and tribulations of being a geeky parent. So remember, join us or cry.
My name is Amy Bogard.
And I'm Mike the Hobbit.
And we are the hosts of Deeply Upsetting, where we use our expertise to answer your most upsetting hypothetical quandaries, such as what non-winged animal deserves wings?
And what body part deserves a secret mouth?
Which cryptid is the worst roommate?
These questions and more that plague you will be answered on Deeply Upsetting, available anywhere you get your podcasts and at GUIpodcast.com.